Don't let the title of this video fool you. I still think The Wild Robot is a really good movie. I just think it's a little, if not quite a bit, overhyped, if you ask me. Pretty much anywhere you go online, this movie has 10 out of 10s. It's got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Every review I can find pretty much gives it nothing but glowing praise for the film. And while I don't think there's anything quote-unquote wrong with this film, I do think it does a few things less than spectacular. I was going in expecting almost a masterpiece, and I got a good movie. Let's start with what this movie does right. The visuals. Oh man, this thing looks great. I really, really wish I saw this on the big screen. I watched it on the biggest screen I could, and I recommend you do the same. This film looks so good. You could pause it at any moment, and it looks like a work of art. I mean, this film is a work of art, but you know what I mean. Every single frame looks like it's a painted canvas. Between Puss in Boots and now The Wild Robot, DreamWorks is really finding a good art style for their animated movies. I also think the first act, the first 30 minutes or so of this film, is great. This film starts with a bang. It's kind of a fish out of water. It's kind of AI becoming sentient. It's kind of a motherhood. It's kind of all three of those woven into the first 30 minutes. And you're learning about this world with this robot, and you have no idea what's going on. There's so much mystery, and the intro is so strong to this film. But then, and while it doesn't fall apart, it kind of just turns into more of a generic movie, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Without spoiling the plot of this film, I mean, you could pretty much guess based on the trailers. This film is basically just about parenthood and how hard it is, and letting your child go. And it shows it through the eyes of this robot and this child character, this duck, Brightbill. And while it's a great message, maybe I'm not the target audience. I just feel like I've seen this movie and this message and this story before. Maybe not told in this way, but I predicted the plot about 45 minutes in. Almost to the T. It's unfortunately an extremely predictable plot. The twists and turns aren't really there. It's very straightforward. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe I went in with different expectations. I'm also not a parent, and there's not necessarily a lot of adult humor in this film. So maybe I'm not the exact target audience. But yeah, I think the overall plot was pretty boring, if you ask me. The acting was great, though. Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal, they both killed it as the main two. I honestly had no idea it was Pedro Pascal until I saw the credits. I think the music is great. When there is action, it's pretty well directed, and like I said, it all looks good. I base how much I like a movie based on how much enjoyment I get from the film. And like I said, the first 30 minutes or so were amazing because you had no idea what was going to happen, but then it just falls into a much more generic plot, and I started to get bored. I'm just not going to lie. I started to get bored. Even the masterful visuals couldn't keep my interest the whole way through. Honestly, the last 20 minutes felt very cookie cutter, and I was kind of bored. I hate to say it, I really do, but that's how I feel about this movie. I still think it's worth a watch, at least once. I don't think I'm going to watch it again. And definitely when it comes out for rent for $4 or $5, give it a watch. What did you think of The Wild Robot? Let me know. I'll talk to you later. Subscribe for more.